Hey guys, it is now time for chapter 4 of the 0 Degree Zombie Zone. So, we just realized that Keisha Owens has the ring that Xenon wants back, or else there's gonna be a zombie apocalypse, remember? So, let's see how Bakari handles getting it back. Chapter 4, Pile Up for 4, Hold the Soup. I try to lose myself in fractions, but between this whole ring thing and the hall monitor stuff, I'm having a hard time concentrating. When the lunch bell rings, I think it might be the sweetest sound I've ever heard. All right, class, line up for lunch, Miss Crumb calls out. There's a mass of usual noise as everyone slams their books shut, tosses them back inside their desks, scrapes their chairs back, and stampedes towards the door. Nice, neat lines, she reminds us, just like a normal day. And we slow down and break into lines, boys and girls. Tariq's line leader for the boys, of course, and Keisha's line leader for the girls, of course. They take their places right by the door, heads up like they're royalty or something, and everyone pushes and shoves to get as close behind them as possible, except for me. I hang back near the end of the line, Wardell right behind me. No sense asking for extra trouble. Not that it helps any, of course. Off to the lunchroom on the double, Miss Crumb tells us, opening the door and ushering us out. But she doesn't go with us. She never does. Most of the teachers eat at their desks or in the teacher's lounge, with one or two keeping an eye on the cafeteria alongside the actual lunch ladies. Mrs. Crumb isn't one of them. Wardell says that he heard from Moses that Miss Crumb stops off at the teacher's lounge, then sits at her desk. I bet she sighs with relief the minute we're out of sight and she can read a magazine or eat a donut or whatever it is teachers do when their students are gone. Unfortunately, that also means we don't have an adult with us between the classroom and the cafeteria, which is why Keisha and Tariq can let most of the class rush past them down the hall and linger to tease me with no one around them to stop them. And that's exactly what they do. Ready to give up? Keisha says, getting right behind me or right up in my face. She's a bit shorter than I am, not counting all the hair, but she pops up on her tippy toes so her eyes are even with mine. You ain't gonna win, so you might as well save yourself some humiliation and quit now. I just stare back at her until I realize she actually is expecting me to reply. I can't, I finally managed to mutter, my fingers going to Granddad's marble for strength and support. Sorry. Sorry? She practically screeches at me. Sorry? Oh, you're gonna be sorry, all right. Her tone goes soft and her scowl changes to a smile. For a second, she's almost nice. Oh, come on, Bakari. Why are you doing this? Everybody knows Tariq's gonna mop the floor with you. Tariq, who's been standing back out of the way and letting his cousin do all the talking, like usual, nods. It's his smug, matter-of-fact face, like, yep, you know she's right, nothing you can do about it. Tariq isn't even a bully. He just assumes he should get everything he wants and ignores anyone who tells him otherwise. And, of course, he's got Keisha around to make it all happen. She's still talking at me, still in super friendly mode, like we're cool. She says, there's really no reason to go through all of this, is there? You can just concede the race, take your name off the sign-up sheet, and that'll be that. Tariq gets to be hall monitor again, and you... She actually reaches up and pats my hair like my great-aunt Florence. You get to go back to being your nice and quiet self. Which sounds good, honestly. I didn't want to be the hall monitor in the first place, and I still don't. Besides, I've got this whole zombie thing to figure out. I'd be happy to surrender the hall monitor race and let Tariq have it. The only problem is I can't. See, conceding means I actually have to do something, and doing things isn't really my speciality. I'm an ideas guy, always thinking, asking questions, at least in my head, and always trying to figure stuff out, always imagining. The actual doing, not so much. I tend to freeze up when I have to make decisions. Always have. So when Keisha tells me I should quit, I'd like to. I really would, but I can't. It's actually easier for me to keep going and to lose the election than it is for me to step out of the race right now. Which I know is pretty lame of me. I know that. There just isn't much I can do about it. That's why I wind up shaking my head to Keisha's offer, which is why she shoves me. Dumb move, loser boy. Her nice face vanishes in an instant, like somebody just scrubbed it away, and there's her normal Keisha glare in its place. You're gonna get ground beneath Tariq's heels. And she shoves me a second time hard with both hands. It's pure reflex that I reach out with my free hand, the one not clutching Granddad's marble, and grab her arm as I stumble and fall, which means she falls right on top of me. And since Tariq is directly behind me at the moment when I fall backwards, I slam into him and he topples over as well. Wardell falls with us. I'm not entirely sure how, since he was behind Keisha and she fell towards me and away from him, but then it's Wardell. He's entirely capable of tripping himself by accident, all alone, while sitting down. No joke. I've seen it happen. Anyway, there we all are on the floor, all four of us. There's a lot of pushing and shoving and elbowing going on as we each try to get free and get some space and stand back up. It shouldn't surprise anyone that Tariq is the first back on his feet. I happen to be next, which is a surprise even to me. Then Keisha pops up like a jack-in-the-box, bouncing and swaying and getting in my face. You think you can just knock me down? She practically spits. Yeah, is that what you think? You pushed me, I point out, but she's not hearing any of that. She's too busy waving her hands in my face, her bare fingers flicking back and forth before my eyes. Wait a second. Bare fingers? I look again. Yep, 5 fingers, nothing but skin up to the painted and jeweled encrusted nails. What happened to the ring? I look around, checking the floor right where we were, and there it is, a giant glint of ice off to one side by some lockers, like some kid dropped an ice cube on his way to the class. Only I know better. I hurry over and scoop it up. It's a lot heavier than it looks, a lot heavier than any normal ice, and it's freezing, numbing my fingers just from holding it. Keisha is so full of heat, it's a wonder she didn't melt this ring. But hey, I've got it. Once I figure out how to get it back to Xenon, I can return it and the whole world won't have to worry about an ice zombie invasion. Hooray! I drop the ring in my pocket and freeze because there wasn't a clink. And ice colliding with Granddad's marble should always make a loud clink. I shove my hand back into my pocket, but other than the ring, the rubber band, and the finger puppet, there's nothing there. Nothing. It can't have gone far, I tell myself quickly, frantically searching the area. It has to be... Aha! Something catches the light across the hall, next to another locker. Something light-colored, gray maybe, and possibly round. Yes. Just as I'm starting towards it, though, Keisha gets in my way again. I should get you written up, she snaps. Pushing a girl like that? What's the matter with you? What? I didn't push you. You pushed me. I go to step past her and she slides over and blocks me again. Look, I won't say anything. I promise. If you just get out of my way and leave me alone. I catch Wardell's eyes and then glance over towards the marble. Come on, best friend. figure out what I'm trying to tell you, I think furiously. I almost leap towards the sky when he looks over, sees the marble, starts, then glances back at me and nods and ambles in that direction. Yes. And then Tariq slides right past him, just slips by Wardell like he's moving in slow motion, which I admit he does sort of do, and crouches down to pick up the small, shiny thing that captured our attention. A marble, Tariq says, holding it up to see it more clearly. Sweet! Tariq, I start to say as he straightens up, clutching at my marble in one big hand, but I'm rudely interrupted again. Don't even try it, Keisha warns me. Anything you gotta say, you can say to me. I try again, but she cuts me off. You need, she snorts in my face. What you need, don't enter into it. It's all about what we need. And right now, she flips her head, making her tall hair wave dangerously before turning back on me. What we need is lunch. She stomps off, Tariq right behind her, still admiring his new find, leaving me and Wardell out in the hall alone. Sorry, he tells me once they're gone. I saw it on the ground and went for it, but Tariq was faster. I know, I sigh. Well, at least I got this. I hold up the ring. It catches the light from the side windows almost like a prism, sending a cascade of color across the far wall. Now I just need to figure out how to get it back to Xenon, and it's all good. Except I can't help but feel like it's not going to work. Like, without the marble, I've got problems I don't even know about yet. Like, trading it for the ring was a bad trade all around, but especially for me. I need to get that marble back. I just wish I knew how. Come on, before all the good brownies are gone, Wardell begs, grabbing my arm and dragging me towards the cafeteria. We can figure out how to get the marble back and return the ring to that Zero guy after lunch. Yeah, I guess. I just hang my head. I am sort of hungry under all the shaking in my body. Let's go. Maybe, I think as we start down the hall again, I can convince Tariq to trade me the marble for something else. I wonder how he feels about string cheese. And that concludes chapter 4. So don't forget to take notes. He's finally got the ring, but his marble is gone, and that gives him strength. So I'm anxious to see how he deals without the marble. Bye, guys.